Okay, we should be live. Welcome into the stream, everyone. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the live chat. We should be good to go. I did a little private test stream just to make sure things were good on my end, and I believe we are. But we're going to get right into this live stream. As you may or may not know, we have catastrophic wildfires ongoing in portions of Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. Right now, our biggest fire is currently the Ranger Road fire, and that is in Harper, Clark, Beaver, and Meade counties. I believe all in Oklahoma. This is Beaver County. Okay, it has made it into Kansas counties actually. Meade County, Clark County, and Harper County. So these four counties right in here that you see on screen are all where this Ranger Road fire is. We don't have a current map of the fire, but you can see our latest information is that Englewood, Kansas, and Ashland, Kansas, and the rural areas surrounding it are under an evacuation order. That is a level 3. That means you have to go. I believe you are required by law to go. So Englewood, Kansas, Ashland, Kansas, and the rural areas surrounding that, you guys have to go. This fire is rapidly approaching. As of 25 minutes ago, our most recent update on the Watch Duty app is that the fire has jumped River Road, County Road 19 in Clark County, and is headed east. So if we find Clark County, this is Clark County. So give me just a second. I'm not familiar with this area. So there's Englewood. They are under an evacuation order. That's the 160. Okay. I'm not sure where that is, but it's somewhere over here in Clark County. So basically, if you are in Ashland, Englewood, or anywhere in southern Clark County, you probably want to be evacuating. You should be evacuating. If you're in Ashland and Englewood, Kansas, you are under an evacuation order. That means you have to go. And we have several vegetation fires over here into Texas County, northeast of Guymon, Oklahoma. So this vegetation fire, these are relatively small. We'll keep an eye on these. But right now, obviously, our main concern is the Ranger Road fire. Okay, new update 2 minutes ago. The fire is moving rapidly eastward at 3 to 5 miles per hour, and areas impacted now include US 283 and northwest Harper County. Smoke and fire will present a threat to life and property. Travel will be dangerous on US 283 north of Roston. Per a new fire warning from National Weather Service, normal. I believe that's supposed to be Norman, at the request of Oklahoma Forestry Services. Be prepared to evacuate quickly. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot talk today. Quickly, if requested, and follow all safety instructions from local law enforcement agency management officials. Do not drive into smoke. Firefighters and incident responders should anticipate extreme fire behavior, including wind-driven runs, torching, and spot fires. Dangerous fire behavior may exceed traditional offensive suppression tactics and require immediate actions to protect life and property. So that is as of 2 minutes ago from the Manager of Operational Intelligence and Mapping with Watch Duty. This is the Watch Duty app. It is free on iOS and I believe Android as well. Highly recommend downloading it if you have not already. Let's see where Wiggins, Colorado is. I'm seeing something about a fire in Wiggins, Colorado. I'm not sure where that is. But that must be a new wildfire starting up. I know we have a wildfire down here. So the 8-ball fire is 5,000 acres. This is south of Groom and Washburn in Texas. A dangerous, fast-moving wildfire located 4 miles west of Howardwick. So let's find Howardwick. Okay, so 4 miles west of Howardwick, right in here. As you can see, this whole area is without power. It shows areas impacted include Highway 70 north between Clarendon and I-40, including Greenbelt and Howardwick, per a new fire warning. So, let's see, Highway 70 north. So this is Highway 70 north. So between Highway 70 north and I-40, so in Howardwick, west of Howardwick, and north of there, all the way up through I-40, is where I believe this fire is located based off of that little briefing you can see on the side. So this fire has exploded at 2:54 p.m., an hour ago, an hour and 1 minute ago, the fire is 10 acres and 0% contained. And it looks like this has been renamed many times. 5,000 acres now, guys. Over an hour. Hey guys, can we please make sure we're being respectful in chat? I appreciate you all letting me know where you are and letting me know that you're all right. But things like saying hypothetical scenarios, if you were under a red flag warning for PDS or whatever, now is not the time to be messing around about things like hypotheticals, EAS scenarios, whatever, because for some people this is an ongoing scenario. This is happening for them. So let's be respectful and mindful, because there are people that are currently going through this. Camp says evacuation warning for Woodward. Okay, so we have a 500-acre fire to the southwest of Woodward. If you are in Woodward, Oklahoma, you need to evacuate immediately or be prepared to. I believe an evacuation warning most of the time means to be prepared to evacuate. An evacuation order means you must leave. But either way, okay, evacuation immediate. Yep, that is an evacuation order. So if you're in Woodward, Oklahoma, you must evacuate. Units on scene estimating 500 acres. Unfortunately, we don't have much information about this fire right now. So we're going to look on radar Omega. You may be wondering why we're on here since we're not dealing with storms. You can actually see the wildfire smoke from this. So this is from the Ranger Road fire. That is over 100 miles of smoke track. This fire in, hold on, can't remember this county name. Beaver County, Oklahoma. The smoke from that is being picked up on radar all the way in Kingman, Kansas. That is absolutely insane. So even if you're not being impacted by these fires, anywhere in this whole smoke plume area, you guys need to be staying indoors and secure off all of those areas, especially in those deeper colors like Ashland, Sitka, Protection. You guys should all be out of there. But if you're not, like if you're near Coldwater and Wilmore, you guys are experiencing some very heavy wildfire smoke. This is 40 dBz. So pretty much that's like moderate to heavy rain is how it's being picked up on radar. It says to evacuate south. Camp, where are you getting your information, if you don't mind me asking? We got a couple people texting me some information. So it looks like the fire's moving. Okay, we read through that. Weather-wise. Okay. Well, I'm not a huge fan of weather-wise, but at this point, I don't even care if that's what I have to do, I guess. As long as I can get the information to you guys. So, as long as I can help you guys out. So once again, if you have any questions for your area, please do not hesitate to ask, especially if you are in any of those fire areas. So here is our evacuation immediate for Woodward, Oklahoma. Wildfire with immediate evacuation for city of Woodward. Once again, this is Woodward, Oklahoma. The following message is transmitted at the request of Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management. At 3:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a large and destructive wildfire was burning out of control near Woodward, spreading rapidly northeast. Wildfires can damage or destroy structures and can harm or kill people and animals. For your safety, evacuate immediately. That doesn't mean 5 minutes, 10 minutes from now. Grab what you need and go. So evacuate to the south of the city. Those between Oklahoma Avenue and Hanks Trail and east of 22nd should leave this area now to avoid injury or death. Do not delay to pack belongings. Roads in the area may be impacted by fire and smoke. Never drive into heavy smoke. So yes, if you're on Woodward, evacuate to the south. This expires in 2 hours, but I would imagine you guys will not be back home in 2 hours. Obviously, it sucks to lose structures, and that's an understatement. But if you can make it out, bare minimum, that's all that matters. If you can grab a couple important belongings, great. But at the end of the day, if you can make it out, that is all that matters. So do not risk it. If you know that it is coming towards you, especially if you are in western or southwestern Woodward, you need to go now. Okay, so we will keep an eye on this for the evacuation warning. Is that a new evacuation warning? I don't know if that box was there before. Maybe it was. I believe these two polygons are the same, though. Evacuation immediate warning. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we can use WeatherWise if needed for those things. One thing I want to touch on is the power outages with this event. You can see here's our power outage map. So if we click on Texas, all those counties are, because of high winds, is why they have lost power. So 22,000 customers out, most of those in the Panhandle, over 5,000 in Randall County, 3,500 in Potter County, 2,800 in Hutchinson County, and I think the rest of these are likely not associated with that event. And if we look at Oklahoma, Cimarron County is 277 customers without power. That's 10%. Texas County 137 and Beaver County 160. So if you are not being evacuated, but you have lost power or are anticipating to lose power, I should say, in those areas, make sure you have your phone charged, batteries, non-perishable foods. So once again, we just went over the 8-ball fire. As of right now, we have not received any updates since the last time we went over that. But once again, that is 5,000 acres. And the 8-ball fire is impacting areas, okay, brought us back to Winona, Oklahoma, and Wichita, Kansas. Well, I can tell you right now that Wichita, Kansas will be safe. Wichita, you guys are good. But Winona, Oklahoma, I do not know where that is. That is not Oklahoma. Winona, Oklahoma. Okay, Winona, Oklahoma is northwest of Tulsa. Winona is good right now. You guys are all good. You can see on the fire map. No concerns for you guys in Winona. So, as of right now, not worried about either of those locations. Wichita is not under any alerts. Over there in Winona, you guys have a fire weather watch in effect. That's for later this week, so that is for Thursday. So you guys are good in Winona, Oklahoma. Thank you for asking your question. I appreciate you being in here. Stay safe. Another thing I want to touch on, we have some fires up here in northwest Kansas. Actually, just this one. This is a vegetation fire. So people of Herndon, please evacuate now. So if you are in Herndon, Kansas, you need to evacuate now, evacuation order. So Herndon, Kansas, you guys must go. The Redeemer Lutheran Church in Atwood is open, and that is per the Rollins County Sheriff's Office. So once again, Herndon, Kansas, evacuation immediate. You guys must leave. We'll check in on this fire. Fire has jumped, not sure to say that, OCHS Road. So firefighters, okay, there's no evacuation alerts for this fire, so I'm not too worried about it right now. But if you are in northeastern Finney County in Kansas and you have any questions, be sure to let me know. We're not going to concentrate on too many of the smaller fires unless you guys are asking about it. I've opened up our live chat to anybody today. You don't have to be a subscriber or anything because this is a catastrophic event. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be live here too long. I do have a very busy evening, but I hope to be back later if necessary. So be sure to ask those questions now. But once again, currently are areas where you need to evacuate immediately to protect your life. By law, you're required. Ashland, Kansas. So basically, to my understanding, an evacuation order is you have to evacuate or law enforcement can't help you because it's that dangerous for them. So you just have to go. So Ashland, Kansas, and the rural areas surrounding Inglewood, Kansas, you guys need to evacuate because of the Ranger Road fire. The 43 fire, actually, so that's just a vegetation fire without a name, but that's near Woodward. And then the 43 fire is west of Woodward. Evacuations are currently taking place in Woodward. So Woodward, Oklahoma, you guys are actively being evacuated. This is 2 minutes ago. So if you are evacuating, the following sites are open. The VICI, not sure how to say that, VC Community Center, Moreland Community Center, and Moreland United Methodist Church. Please follow directions from local officials and do not delay if asked to leave. So those between 13th Street and 48th Street and Oklahoma Avenue and Hanks Trail should leave this area now. That is from the evacuation immediate. So the main area in Woodward, all of Woodward should be evacuating primarily to the south. That is where you guys should be going. But especially between 13th Street and 48th Street and Oklahoma Avenue and Hanks Trail. So let's try to figure out where this is. So 13th Street and 48th. Okay, so if you are from this whole area, basically western Woodward, so west of the Alliance Health Woodward, all the way over to 48th Street, you need to evacuate. All of Woodward should evacuate, but you guys, it is the most urgent. And then Hanks Trail, see where that is. Okay, there is Hanks Trail. So, gosh, I wish I had a drawing tool, but if you see where my cursor is going, pretty much anywhere where I'm highlighting, you got to go now. That general area. At this point, I'm just kind of shocked because of how many fires there are and how quickly those grew, because we knew that was a day that could do this, but just wow. Users in Comanche County, Kansas will now receive updates on this fire due to its proximity and direction of spread. Firefighters and incident responders should anticipate extreme fire behavior. These fires are just behaving so sporadically, guys. It is insane. Spot fires are very possible. Keep in mind, the Ranger Road fire, which according to this app started down there, over in Ashland and Inglewood, Kansas, they have already been evacuated. I don't have an exact map of the fire. I would assume it's made it up there. But if not, the smoke as well is another reason to get out of there. Keep in mind, this fire was first reported 10:40 a.m. I believe it's using, yes, 10:40 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so 11:40 a.m. Central. We also have the Lavender Fire, which is northwest of Amarillo. Mandatory evacuations are taking place along 1061 Tascosa Road in the area of Sierrita Creek. My apologies if I can't pronounce some of these names, guys. I'll try the best of my ability. I'll show you the text so you can see it for yourselves. Once again, this is the Lavender Fire northwest of Amarillo in Olden, Oldham and Potter counties in the Texas Panhandle. Okay, the fire in Woodward, Oklahoma has passed 22nd Street. You need to evacuate to the south, and if you can't, the next best guess, probably the east. But this says evacuation immediate, and it's advising residents to go to the south. So they want you to take Route 183. Once again, we'll go back over to radar just so I can show you all how insane this is on radar. Once again, sorry if I'm not the best with my words today, guys. I literally got home from school, jumped on this live. I'm just happy to be here, hopefully helping some people. But this is all wildfire smoke on the radar from the Ranger Road fire. And this over here, this would probably be smoke from the vegetation fire and 43, or fire 43, 43 fire in Woodward, the Woodward area fires. So that's being picked up on radar as well. Okay, so I am watching Max Archer's stream. The fire is jumping the fire line near 22nd Street. You guys have got to go. Woodward, Oklahoma, get out. To my knowledge, Woodward is a pretty big city. We're going to fact check that right now. Every single person in Woodward has got to get out. 12,000 people. We need everybody in Woodward out. I cannot plead with you guys enough. Thank you for that, Redbird. I appreciate you. Again, unfortunately, I don't know how much longer I'll be live just because I have a very busy evening, and I want to be here as long as possible, answering as many questions as you guys have, but I just cannot stay. I'm grateful that I've been able to go live. We got Alan Crow with the $20 dono for the fire stream. I don't have the donation board set up, so I'm just going to transfer that real quick. So I'm just going to do this real quick. Once again, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to drop those in chat. Thank you so much, Alan. This is a combination from the weekend streams. I haven't changed the dono board, so any donations pretty much last Saturday or after, or this past Saturday, are still there. So there's that. Thank you again. I appreciate that. Once again, guys, I don't even know what to say. This is just terrible, terrible, terrible. This fire is in Woodward, Oklahoma. I cannot urge with you guys enough or plead with you enough, but you've got to go. This fire is 0% contained, and this is now known as the Lavender Fire. Wait, no. That's a different text. Once again, let's get 50 W Allens in chat. Once again, I'll keep repeating myself like a broken record. All of Woodward, Oklahoma, even if that's somewhere in rural Woodward, especially east of there, it does not matter because this fire is growing so quick. You guys just need to go right now. Get out of Woodward. If you're anywhere west of the 34, so the western half of Woodward, you have literally no time. So grab what you can and go. I'm not an emergency official, so they always know best. I'm just a kid on a live stream, but you have to go. And if you're on the eastern half of Woodward, based off how quick that fire's moving, you've got maybe a minute or two. And that's like the far eastern half, like near Crystal Beach Park. You guys have to go. Once again, we'll head back to the WeatherWise app. We'll refresh this. Once again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, especially if you are in these areas. We have had no updates to our warnings yet. Evacuation immediate. Okay, this one is 4:56 Central. So these are not new from the last time we read them, but I'm going to go through it again. The following message is transmitted at the request of Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management. Wildfire with immediate evacuation for the city of Woodward. This is no longer the southwestern city of Woodward. The updated version has it for the city of Woodward. At 3:44 p.m. Central, a large and destructive wildfire was burning out of control southeast of the city of Woodward. So that's just to reiterate that once again. Welcome in, Evan. Hope you're doing well. Guys, unfortunately, I probably will have to end stream in the next 10 minutes. So once again, guys, if you are in these areas, you need to evacuate. This looks like a new fire warning for areas north of Laverne, northwest of Buffalo, Oklahoma. So 4:42 p.m. Central Standard Time, National Weather Service in Norman has issued a fire warning. A dangerous wildfire was located 3 miles southeast of Englewood, moving rapidly eastward at 3 to 5 miles per hour. Areas impacted US 283 in northwest Harper County. Additional information: smoke and fire will present a threat to life and property. Travel will be dangerous on US 283 north of Roston. So if we look at where Roston is, that's Roston, west of Buffalo, Oklahoma. Anywhere north of there, travel will be dangerous. Firefighters and incident responders. Okay, that's the normal part on there. So if you're in that area, you need to evacuate. I'm sorry, not need to evacuate. I got that confused with the other part. You need to be prepared to evacuate if you are in the Roston area. Roston, I don't think you guys are under an evacuation order, but I'd be shocked if at least an evacuation warning is in place. You guys need to be prepared to go. Let's look up fire evacuations map. We haven't had to do fire coverage that many times on live streams before. Only a few times, actually. I think the last time we went live for a fire may have been the Eaton fire in California. Okay, yeah, this does not appear to be that useful. It looks like more of an air quality map, but it does highlight how in the Beaver, Oklahoma area into the Englewood, Kansas area, how much smoke there is. You can see all these dots, satellite fire detection. So satellite is picking up on fires. So that website doesn't seem like the best, but it does show some information. Just to reiterate that again, for the fire in Woodward, these are the evacuation centers. 604 Main Street in VC, Oklahoma. Hopefully I'm saying that right. 302 South Elm Street in Moreland, Oklahoma. That's the Moreland United Methodist Church. Moreland Community Center, 105 Southeast 5th Street, Moreland, Oklahoma. Those are the current evacuation centers that have been provided for the vegetation fire and the 43 fire in Woodward. We've got 13 people in here, so welcome into the live stream. I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, especially if you are in these areas. But if you are under an evacuation order, don't waste your time asking me a question. Just go. Please be sure to like the stream and consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and it helps get the message out to as many people as possible. We need to share this information because unfortunately the reality is that there may be people in Woodward that do not either know that this is happening, they know very little about it, or they're not listening because they don't understand the magnitude of the situation. So once again, Woodward, Oklahoma, you guys have got to get out. And then we do have cities in Kansas that are under evacuation orders, that they have been under those, so everybody should be out. Ashland, Kansas, and Englewood, Kansas, so southern Clark County, south of Ashland. Anywhere in Clark County, basically the southern half of Clark County, Kansas, you should be out. That evacuation warning has been in place since, looks like, 3 hours. So you guys have had plenty of time. And if you have not left yet, somehow, now is the time to go. We have the Lipscomb 1436 fire west of Higgins, Texas. A dangerous wildfire is located 5 miles west of Higgins, moving rapidly east to northeast at 3 to 5 miles per hour. Areas affected include the town of Higgins, Highway 213 southeast of Lipscomb, and a portion of Highway 60 near Higgins, per a fire warning from the National Weather Service at the request of the Lipscomb County Office of Emergency Management. All these areas where you see those little power icons are power shutoffs. So most of these areas do not have power. That just makes it that much harder to get the word out. Cell coverage can be sparse, especially in a lot of these more rural areas of the country. A lot of these areas like Englewood and Ashland, Kansas, probably don't have the highest population centers. So that just makes it that much harder to get the word out. I am continuing to watch live Chasers feeds on the side as this is ongoing. Currently watching Max Archer. Unfortunately, I cannot show his stream on my stream. I cannot rebroadcast it for you guys, but go watch them on YouTube. I will share it in the chat. There you go. There is Max Archer's stream. He is near Woodward, Oklahoma right now. We have houses on fire in Woodward. That is this report that I'm seeing. So Max Archer is currently southwest of Woodward, near the intersection of East County Road 43 and 34th Street. So that's south of Hanks Trail. And if you look on his live feed right now, that is his current view. Tyrone, Oklahoma. That name sounds familiar. I believe we have that on our overlay. So let me check in for you. Tyrone, Oklahoma. Looks like that is in the Beaver County area. Last I knew, I believe you guys have been evacuated. You were under a fire warning, so I don't have the exact map for how close that fire is to you. Okay, yes, you guys are under an evacuation order. Town of Tyrone needs to evacuate. So the only information that I have on this fire right now is about an hour ago at 4:13 p.m. Central Standard Time. So this is somewhat old. This dangerous fire is moving rapidly at 3 to 5 miles per hour and is located over Tyrone and 9 miles southwest of Liberal. Areas impacted include the town of Tyrone, Highway 54 in Texas, I believe that's Texas County that they mean, and Highway 270 in Beaver County, Oklahoma, per a fire warning from National Weather Service Amarillo at request of Oklahoma Forestry Service. So these are the locations where you can go for the evacuation center: Seward County Activity Center, 810 Stadium Avenue, Liberal, Kansas, and then 204 North Sherman Avenue, Liberal, Kansas. Both of those are in the zip code 67901. I hope some of that helps. So again, the report is that we have houses on fire in Woodward, Oklahoma. You guys have to go. You need to be out of there. I've said that you guys have to go, and it is pretty much like this is the last call. You guys have got to go. I'll try to find a Woodward County, Oklahoma scanner that I can listen to. Woodward. All right, I'm going to go ahead and listen into this for a bit. Not going to play it on the live stream. But I am listening to it. 1,900 people listening to that right now, guys. A lot of those likely residents of the Woodward area, because that is how they are getting their information for what is going on. Chances are they're not watching YouTube. This is what they're doing. If you guys have any questions, please get them in the chat. I'm probably going to have to end off in the next 5 minutes. Sounds like... Okay. We got some firefighters talking on the radio. It sounds like 22nd Street is on fire. Sounds like several tree piles on fire. Once again, I am relaying information from the scanner for Woodward. Very low visibility, it sounds like, on 42nd and 199. Hang on, we got something else. Okay, there's a medical call on 34th Street, so that's right here. That's that north-south road west of Woodward. Sounds like people are not being let through in this whole area. Sounds like bystanders are reporting something over by the cemetery. And there is a spot fire, it sounds like, on the south side at 42, I believe. It's kind of hard to decipher what all those messages mean since I haven't been listening since the beginning, but that is what I'm picking up from that. Unfortunately, I hate to end off the live stream, but given some time for you guys to drop your questions in chat, and I do have to end off the live stream. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Even if you don't want to subscribe, I'd recommend doing so just temporarily so you can receive notifications when we go live again if you do need coverage. But once again, go to Max Archer's stream or somebody here on YouTube. They shouldn't be hard to find. And listen to your local law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe out there. I'm hoping for the best for all of you. If you are under an evacuation order, you must go. It's not worth risking your life just to grab some things because you can't replace your life. So please be careful. And I hope to see you all